going on, YouTubers, gamers, and hobbyists? And it's time for another episode of P&Q. Now, why am I doing this live, you may ask? Purely to save time, and I'm sorry. Usually, I'm now recording these at the weekend and then putting them up on the Monday. But this weekend, I was quite poorly. I've been quite poorly all weekend. MS-related problems. Let's just leave it at that. So I needed to try and save a bit of time, and one way to do that is to do it live, so that I don't have to then go and upload it as well, because I need my computer for other things. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. So preamble is, if you want to leave a question or comment, this is what it is, it's a Q&A. Leave your questions or comments in the comment section below down this video, unless you happen to be watching live, and I can answer them live as well. That's not likely to happen, but the option is there. Or you can email me at miniwarzone@gmail.com, and I'll leave a link in the video description below. Once this has gone up, I'll just edit it and put the link in there, and then you can do that. Now, I've got no emails for this week, although I was saying that I haven't checked my emails today. Unlikely that I'd have anything for P&Q today, though, because I've been saying that I'm recording them at the weekends now, which usually I do. So I usually do that. And to be truthful, the emails, when I do get them for P&Q, usually come in earlier in the week. I know a couple of you email me from your work because you don't have either you don't have a computer at home, or you don't have a very good one at home, or access time, whatever, and it's easier for you to get away with it, shall we say, in work by doing an email, because nobody really looks into email. But I just want to say, don't get into trouble on my account, okay? So we've got some comments from last week. Right. One thing I do want to say, if you hear the dogs barking or the postman knocking, very sorry about that. Because it's live and I can't really help it, so can't really edit this at the moment. So we'll just jump right into it, and fingers crossed we'll get away with it. Okay, so starting with then General Splatten, and he says, I think the old games coming back is awesome too. What model, game, tool or supplies are you just itching to get? That's a great question. What am I itching to get? Well, model I'm particularly would like to get is that new Blood Angel Chaplain with the jump pack. He looks super cool. About 20 quid though, he's just a bit steep at the moment for one figure. I think that's a bit dear. Game, the Betrayal at Calf looks super cool. I'd love to have that, but again, it's just a matter of cost. Can't really afford that one, but it does look super cool. Tools and supplies. Well, I'm pretty okay for tools and supplies. I would like to eventually, in the fullness of time, get some more gaming mats, because when I go out into the studio, which is in that direction, the sun's coming on me here. When I go out to the studio, I'm going to be using a lot of tabletops, as it were. Well, after the sun's going to move, so I'm going to have to do this a lot. Yeah, I'm going to get a lot of tabletops, and I've got two gaming mats. I've got one that's actually behind me. You won't see it; it's in a tube, and that's like a lava-based world. They have all molten lava and that kind of thing. That's super cool. And I've got a Snowland one from Frontline Gaming, which is super cool as well. I'm itching to get out there and get that laid out and see what it looks like on camera. All that kind of thing. There's a couple of other ones I would like to get. Whether Frontline Gaming is one. There's another company now that's doing. And there's a lot of companies starting to do these sort of things. So that's going to be super cool. I'm just checking that my sound is okay before I go on. Settings, sound. Yeah, we're okay. We're in business. Another thing about doing this live, I can do all this sort of thing beforehand. And what I'm doing now is wiping the dust off of the screen. Very dusty. Not that I'm super keen to look at myself, just so I can focus on you. So yeah, because I'd like a kind of a cityscape gaming mat. That'd be one. I think this other company I looked at now, they do or it might even be Frontline Gaming, I don't know. I think they do a spaceship interior mat, which looks super cool as well, which would be good. But you know, I'm happy. I've got quite a few that I can use. I got my very first gaming tabletop I ever made, which is kind of, I don't know, like a sort of Martian-y type reddish brownish kind of look feel to it. That's kind of cool. I've got my Railway Battle Board, which, you know, you all know what that is. That's, you know, I'm super keen to get playing on that one. I've just got the generic green felt, and I got those two gaming mats. So I've got a lot to keep me occupied at the moment. So yeah, I hope that answers your question, General. The Lone Ranger 1984 asks, okay, before I read out his comment, I'm just going to take a sip of tea. Ugh. Okay, Lone Ranger says, all right, mate, if you could work for any gaming company, which one would you like to work for most, and what would your ideal job with them be? Easy. I would like to work for Games Workshop more than any other company, and I would like to work on being a fluff writer, because I think I'm quite good at writing. Like, I would love to be a writer for their fluff narrative stuff, maybe write campaigns and things like that. I'd love to do that. If I was good at art, if I was really good at art, I'd like to do some of the artwork for them as well, but I'm not good enough, so I'll leave that one. That's more my daughter's realm. She's the artist in the family. So yeah, a chance to further the story and narrative of, you know, both 40k and like Age of Sigmar, that kind of thing. I'd love to do that. You know, the fantasy stuff and the heresy stuff, the 30k stuff, that's all kind of in the past already done, so I can't really do much about that. But it'd be nice to kind of further the storyline a little bit. Okay, so that's that one. Thank you very much for your question. I'm going to rush through these too quickly, otherwise I'll be over too quick. I know I've got a lot of things to do though, but yeah, it's when I don't get emails as well that kind of cuts my questions down a bit. I think it's going to be all right to here today. Judging by the way the sun's shining on me, it's going to be an okay day. You see the camera's trying to get brighter and darker, trying to compensate. Okay. Big Mech Dan Skull asks, in your video about Patreon, you said that you don't have TV in your house. No, we don't. Are there any shows that you used to watch which you now miss, or do you simply find other ways of viewing them? No, I don't. I don't watch any shows. I don't miss anything that was on the TV. So I don't find any other ways of viewing them. I suppose the only way I would find of viewing them is I like to watch DVD box sets and Blu-ray box sets and things like that. So if anything, that would be the only way we watch them, really. Honestly, I haven't watched TV, as in television broadcast, in at least 10 years. You know, I look at it. I mean, in our household here, I would only look at the screen blankly if there was some rubbish on which somebody else would be watching. That's just not my thing, really. Yeah, I mean, it just came to a head, really. You know, money was tight, and we were looking as a family at ways we could save money. And then we just kind of realized, well, none of us really watches television, do we? The only television that got watched was the kind of kids programs in the morning. My daughter would watch rubbishy cartoons and that she would kind of watch as she was watch blankly as she was you know, eating her breakfast, that kind of thing, before going to school. She wasn't really into anything. She watches stuff on her tablet or computer or phone. And the same with my wife and I. The only thing I watch other than DVD box sets is YouTube. So yeah, it was ideal because it saved us, quite a bit of money each month. We don't need all these packages and Sky Sports and all the rest of it. We just didn't need it. Didn't watch it. Wasting our money. So we just phoned them up. They came and took the box away, and we reduced our bills. And we just no, I don't think anybody misses anything. Certainly, I don't. I know my wife doesn't. I'm pretty convinced. I'm 95% sure that my daughter doesn't miss anything either. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. I want to Idic beer now. It's only 2 pages today. This is episode 66 though of P&Q. So thank you for joining me if you're up to this far. So we're on Idic beer. And he says, nice answers, Pete. How much planning do you put into making your videos? Do you pre-plan what you want to say or just go for it? Well, obviously at the moment I'm just going for it. Some videos I pre-plan, and I don't have a script or anything like that, but some videos I'll just have some bullet points on a piece of paper, like a post-it note or something. Mostly my on the bench with Pete series, I'll have a little post-it note, like a sticky note tacked to the side of my desk or something with some points, just a few points that I want to talk about that week or whatever, or that episode. What's cool, what's not. God, the sun. The joys of live broadcasting. I'd sit down, read through them whilst I was having my breakfast, and write out what I wanted to say or comment on. Oops, experiencing difficulties in network. That's because we're in not a very good signal area here. Even the house signal here isn't that great, but I don't know, it's just easier for me to do it here. So apologies for that. I know you probably won't see that message. It just went ding, network connection lost. Hopefully you're back now. Where was I? Yes. Yeah, I used to kind of plan it a bit then. I don't so much now on P&Q. I just like obviously I see the questions as you post them up. Emails I don't really look at until the day. I should have done that today. Apologies if not. If there are any emails for this episode, they'll go up on the next week's show or next Monday. Unlikely though, as I said, but I'm rambling now. No, so I don't do much play. So some videos I do, and some videos I don't. It depends on the video. Yeah, like I say, on the bench with Pete is kind of more planned than anything, I suppose. And I suppose that really, I'm getting more into the habit of it. I'm having all my stuff, my models ready, my paints ready, my brushes ready that I want to use for that particular episode. Doesn't always work out though, because sometimes in the hour of painting, things go by quicker. I run out of things to say, or I get stuff painted quicker than I expected, and that's just the way of it, Mostly I just go for it, like I am now, which is why I prefer to do these pre-recorded, not live, so that if I make a mistake, I can just do it again, which has happened in the past, where I've been doing it like this now, and the knock on the door and the dogs go completely nuts, and I have to go and do that, or I can just edit that out if needs be, or if I mess up at the start, I can just start again. But there you go, live broadcasting. And there's another question here. Also a bonus question, yes, in case you don't get many again. Cool. Apart from being a teacher, what would be your ideal job? Easy. Film director. I've always wanted to be a film director. And I say that because in order to become a film director, I would most likely have had to have worked in all other areas of film making industry. you know, I'd probably had to have worked on, you know, on the ground as like a runner, or doing sound or camera work. This is what I mean. You know, things like that. So I would have had to have done that. I'm waiting to knock on the door. I may have to disappear and answer the door in a minute if the postman arrives. Sorry about that. So yeah, I would love to be a director, film director. I studied film and filmmaking when I was at university, and I ended up directing an advertisement for the British Heart Foundation. It was only about 3 minutes long. Well, it's quite long for an advert, but it was more of an informative advert as part of my coursework, and that was super fun. Oh, I loved it. And I did a bit of producing is hard work. I would not want to be a producer. Do all the running around. The director is just the guy that sits in the chair and goes, action, cuts, and it's a wrap. So I'd love to do that. That would be super, super cool. Plus, then you get to go into the editing suite and things like that, and look at all the shots that were taken and say, yes, I like that one. No, not that one. No, yes, that one was okay. That takes fine. Can we merge that with that one a bit? Like the first part of that would, you know, yeah, that's cool. You know, put some titles on. You know, you don't have to do it. You just tell other people what to do, and they do it for you. It's super cool. But producing, you got to do all the legwork for stuff. You need to film somewhere, you got to get permission to do it, and blah 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 blah. It's a nightmare. Cameraman is good job. I like being a cameraman. That's cool. Sound was super fun as well. Recording sound effects, that was brilliant, and putting them together. But overall, a film director, I would love to work in the film industry, get to go all around the world, and wow, what a job. And then to see the film at the end, the finished product, whoa, absolutely brilliant. So yeah, that would be my ideal job, film director. Okay, moving on. Great questions, by the way. All right, Hooves of Doom says, great chat, Pete. If you were to play Age of Sigmar, what faction would you choose to play first? Easy, Chaos. I say Chaos because I just think the models look super fantastic. The Chaos models they did in the Age of Sigmar set, plus Chaos models in general, I just think look amazing. I've got some Bloodletters to put together, which I haven't yet. But I mean, Demon Princes and Bloodfesters, and what's that new Bloodfester they did? I forget his name now. You know the one I mean. He's fairly new one. He just looks amazing. You know, all the skulls and all that kind of stuff. Just love it. I love Chaos. I love the idea of it. It's kind of cool. And yeah, I probably will get into playing them at some point. I've got a few models, Chaos models now. I've got some Chaos Space Marines. Don't know enough about them really as yet. But yeah, I can play Chaos in kind of fantasy or 40k as well, which is cool. So that's good. I can use them anywhere. So Chaos. Okay, Cruonge Silicus says, you said in a previous video that you use YouTube to teach yourself new skills, then in brackets, plastering, for example. What is the most useful thing YouTube has taught you? Good question. Easy to answer. Although, I mean, plastering was very useful because I did that wall. That killed me. And, you know, in hindsight, I probably should have let the plaster do it. But I just wanted to feel like I was doing something, you know, while I was waiting for him. It took me all day to do one wall, whereas it took the plaster to do all day to do 3 walls, 2 of which were twice the size, and the ceiling, which is massive. And we're talking 2 coats of plaster here. And I'm like, oh, really? You're so quick. And he does it for a living, so, you know, that's his job. Okay, so yes, whilst that was super example, and I can list examples of where watching YouTube videos was very useful. Obviously, the plastering was useful. Building a wall in the garden was useful. How to fix a cracked mobile screen was cool. suppose the most useful one for me, though, over the years has been how to set up a bass guitar, an electric bass guitar, because I used to be in a band years ago, as some of you may know, and I mean, I still do a bit of music now and again, not a lot, but I play bass guitar primarily, and I had to learn how to set it up. When I say set up, I mean not just tuning it up, getting the intonation right, the action level on the neck, making sure the strings are at the right height for how I like. Like I say, the intonation, which is the bridge end, you have to come like 12 frets up, make sure it still sounds the same on using your electric tuner and that as well, and general servicing of a guitar and all that kind of stuff, making sure I lemon oil the necks and check for warping, all that kind of thing, you know, that kind of thing. And I was looking at how to build a guitar as well, because I was going to do that before I found the Warhammer and hobbying in general. I was going to build and tinker with electric guitars. That was going to be my hobby. I was going to do that in my old shed. But then I found this hobby. Yay! So oh, gone right off track of it. Yeah, so the most useful thing was how to set up an electric bass guitar, because I've got 3 at the moment. I used to have 4. I've got 3 now. Sold one on. Yeah, how to set up a guitar. Okay, and then last question is Kablams. Great stuff. He says, have any of your family shown an interest in the hobby? Yes, so they all seem quite interested. I mean, most family members I talk about this don't really get it. They just think, oh, it's, you know, he's just playing toy soldiers, that's fine, you know, which is what it is, I know, but it's really only my wife and my daughter that really get it. I mean, my daughter was into Warhammer before I was, believe it or not. You know, in that way, she thought it was super cool. She liked the models. She had a few Tyranids, a few Gene Stealers, old school Gene Stealers, I might add. She was quite young when she got them, and painted up, you know, pinks or purples or whatever they are. I don't know. She's put them away somewhere. I don't know where they are. And keep meaning to dig them out. We should do sometime. But anyway, yeah, I mean, and my wife's interested. I mean, no one's obsessed like I am about it. You know what I mean? Don't sort of think about it all the time. But you know, they can appreciate the models, the painting, and the gameplay aspect as well. They both think that looks super cool. They both love Zombicide, which is good because we're going to get involved in that. Once we're out in the studio, we're going to have film us all playing Zombicide. That's going to be fun. And other games as well, not just war games. We're going to do board games too, just as a family. We're going to have games nights. We used to have games nights here. We used to have zombie night on a Thursday, which was super cool. That stopped. I don't know, something happened or got too busy or something. And it's just it's probably not going to happen now, come back again, until we go in the new studio. So that's that. That was my dog drinking water. He's a noisy drinker. So yeah, they love games, and they're just not as obsessed as I am, because I'm pretty obsessed with it. Pretty obsessed with it. My daughter's more into obsessed with her art and painting and drawing, that kind of thing. She does some amazing artwork. You should see it. It's really, really cool. And yeah, that's all me tea. Oh, push that to one side now. Oh, sorry, I had to clear my ears. Yeah, I'm a bit funny. So that's it. That's all the questions. So remember, if you want to ask me a question for next week or comment, just make a comment and I'll comment back. Pop it down below in the comment section, or email me at miniwarzone@gmail.com, and that will guarantee you a anonymous response. Maybe you want to ask something which you may feel a little silly or awkward about. That's fine, and I won't reveal your identity to the world. Do it that way. But I didn't have any this week, so I couldn't ask. And that's it, really. So find my cursor. It's there. I'm going to hover it over stop broadcast. So as soon as I stop this, it's going to start uploading to YouTube, which is cool. Like I say, the only reason I did this live was because of being ill over the weekend. I wasn't able to record this then to put up now, and there's other things I need to be doing today, which I just haven't got time to stop and do that, and I need my computer for one of those things. So thank you for watching. Until next time, this is Peter from Mini Warzone on P&Q, episode 66. So a lot of episodes of this Q&A. Bye for now, guys. See ya.